Hello guys, it's me Butterfly Spirit 314. So guys, today in this video, I wanted to talk about my pole dance experience today. I'll be talking about some of the things that I did in my class today. And I guess after that, I'll be ending the video. So anyway, guys, so today, I wanted to initially go to the earlier class, but they have a 2 hour window. Like if I wanted to take the 11 o'clock class, for example, then I'd have to already have booked the class like at least 2 hours in advance. And I missed that cutoff, so I wasn't able to make it to that class. But what I did do is I did book the 12 o'clock class, and what that allowed me to do was to be able to participate in it because I was able to book it within that window. And usually I book the class the same day typically because I never know what I'm going to have going on a particular day when I'm going to be doing pole dancing. So this class was special. Actually, this pole dance class actually saved me $1,000. I'm going to get to how that happened later on in the video. So when I came into the class, actually before I even drove to the class, I knew I wanted to try out a new move in class. And my goal has been to learn a new beginner pole dance move every single class so that whenever I go to like my freestyle pole dance class, when I'm trying to come up with a routine, what I'll be able to do is I will actually be able to do like pole dance moves with other routines. Hey, person. So anyway, so that's why I've been learning new moves pretty much is because um, like doing the same move over and over in pole dancing can get kind of boring. And I noticed like when I was in my freestyle class, I found myself doing kind of the same moves over and over, like in the first freestyle class. And so that's when I was like, okay, I have to like learn other moves. So when I do a routine, then I can like, things can look different when I do a routine rather than doing the same old move and getting bored and stuff. So that's what I've been doing, learning a new move pretty much every single class and stuff. And not only do I take pole dancing, I take pole dancing, chair dancing. I also do twerking. I've taken ballet before and stuff, but majorly, oh, and recently I've been doing heels. So I've been doing chair dancing. I've been doing an introduction to heels class. Um, and then I've been doing poles. So I've been doing like basically three different dance oriented classes. And sometimes like and most days like I try to do yoga at least like once a day to get my body to be more limber and more flexible. So and I think chair dancing kind of got me into wanting to be more flexible, but then again I also had a sensual movement class which basically tells you how to move your body in a um, more of a more sultry way or sexier way, and that kind of got me interested in like learning how to move my body in a like to try to learn my move my body more like fluid and stuff. So if you think about moving like more of a sultry kind of movement, you think of like a snake or something like that, like how some girls move their bodies like snakes and stuff, or they can move like a cat or something like that. So I'm trying to learn how to get more fluid like that, but it takes time to do that. So in this particular class, I took the 12 o'clock class, and in the class, there was another class that was actually wrapping up when I was actually coming in. So I was a few minutes early, and I was watching some videos and like some routines and stuff that I wanted to try out. But then I had this feeling that I should just focus on just doing a new move instead. So in the class, we did our warm up that we do. So we start off by basically warming up ourselves, like our bodies first, and then we warm up the pole. So we did our warm up. I was so glad that this time the teacher did the warm up with us because last class she didn't do the warm up with us, so I kind of had to like do the warm up myself, and I wasn't sure if I was doing it right, because that's like one of my favorite parts of class is like doing the exercises and warm ups at the beginning of class. So I really love that and stuff. So I can make sure I'm doing the movements right. So after doing the warm up, I did see some familiar faces in class. There were some girls that have been in classes with me before, and then there was a new girl that was in class today. And actually, that new girl actually was the one that helped me later on. Actually, the new girl that came into class, she actually saved me $1,000. She literally saved me money. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. So I did our warm up. So warm up exercises, and then after that, then my teacher said, "Okay, go ahead and do the warm up that we do for the pole." So we have a pole dance routine that we have to do. And so to do it, I actually had the teacher. I did a recording of watching my teacher. Like I recorded my teacher doing the warm up routine on the pole, and I found myself watching it. And then I didn't feel like I was getting the most out of it. So what I ended up doing was, I looked at the board to basically find out what the warm up routine was, because last Sunday I wasn't in my pole dance class. I was in a freestyle class at another studio. So what ended up happening was I ended up like my teacher actually said, okay, we'll start off by, do the first three moves first. So the first three moves would be, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. The first move would be what's called a pole float. The second move is going to be a fireman. The third move is, wait a minute, float, pirouette, fireman. And then from there, we go into some other moves, okay? So the warm-up routine, I think, is about 19 particular movements in that particular warm-up and stuff. And so I got the first three. And after that, my teacher was like, okay, add on the other stuff, because I've done the routine before. But this time I kind of forgot. But I did end up doing it. So I did end up getting through it and doing the warm-up routine, which was really good. Took me a bit, but I was able to do it. Now, on one of my tries doing the routine, I kind of freestyled it and did something else that I wanted to do, kind of threw in there, which was fun. So after doing that, then I saw there was another girl in the class. So there's a girl that's been coming in, and this girl is a teacher, and she was showing this other girl in class how to do a new pole dance move that's a beginner move that I had never done before. And so she was coaching her through that. And it's called a skater. And so I was like, hey, I want to learn to do that. So after she finished showing the girl that other move, then I went over to the girl and asked her, I said, well, hey, can you show me how to do that? And then my teacher's also right here too, right? And so it took one other student and my teacher to teach me how to do the new move, which is called the skater. And I really had never done that before. And I told my teacher, I said, well, I'd never done that before. This has been my first time ever doing it. I've done like knee tucks and stuff like that. I've done that, but I never done a skater, and that's a new move. So I'm like, hey, it's a new move. Let me go ahead and give it a try. So I basically had my teacher kind of coaching me through how to do it, and I will say it is a move that for me, I have to push my knee into the pole at a 90-degree angle, and I have to lift my body up onto the pole, and I have to hold my body weight. And in doing that, I realized to hold that particular pole move, it really takes strength to be able to do that. You really have to have the upper arm strength to do that. Like you really have to do that. Um, and also, um, you have to like holding it, like holding that pose that I was doing. Um, I found like I was sweating. Another thing I found too when I was doing this skater hold move on the pole was that doing it on different sides makes a difference. So as a pole dancer, I know it's important to train both sides. So a move we do on one side of the pole, on like the right side, we also have to do on the left side because we have to balance out the muscles on either sides of our bodies. So I knew that if I did the skater hold on the left side, I'm gonna have to do it on the right side. Now, normally I favor doing pole dance moves on my right side because I'm right-handed, and I usually love to do that. But I started off doing the skater hold on the left side of the pole. And that was easier, surprisingly, because usually my left side is my weaker side. But then when I tried to do the skater hold on the right side, it like was super hard. Like, so my non-dominant side, I can do the move just fine. But then on my dominant side, my right side, I was struggling to do it. And I was like, this is weird because usually my right side is stronger than my left side. And so I did not give up. I was able to do the hold and stuff and everything. And I did record myself doing the skater hold. So I'm going to be posting that video on my YouTube channel. I got a couple videos. When I do pole dancing, I record myself. My teacher said, go ahead and record yourself. I said, oh, okay, I must be doing a pretty good damn job to be doing this new move or whatever. So after I did practice of the new skater hold move, what I did is I combined it into a routine along with some other moves that I already know. And so I kind of did like a freestyle myself or whatever, which was super fun. And I had a good time. It was amazing. So my teacher had a knee injury. And at the beginning of class, I kind of noticed it because my teacher was wearing this knee brace. And at the end, basically at the end of class, because my teacher had been helping the new girl and stuff learn some new pole dance moves or whatever. At the end of class, the girl who was a new pole dance student, um, she was talking to my teacher, and she told my teacher, she's like, "Hey, let me see your knee," right? And this is the new student asking my teacher to see her knee. And as it turns out, so my teacher took off her knee brace because my teacher had injured her knee when she was doing a pole dance move called a stargazer. And so my teacher had hurt her knee and she had on a brace and stuff like that to try to heal it or whatever. And so the new girl had, was basically, examining my teacher's knee. And as it turns out, this new girl that was in the class that was learning pole dancing and stuff, this was like her second class. This girl actually was a student that was studying to be a doctor. So when she was examining my teacher's knee, right, then, she's like, well, I'm studying orthopedics. So she's like, I'm studying orthopedics and stuff, but I'm also studying to be a plastic surgeon. So she's like, I'm able to, assess like, orthopedic injuries and stuff, as well as wrist injuries and stuff, and, hand and stuff like that. And so after this beginner girl actually examined my teacher, because she was a doctor, okay? After she examined my teacher and told my teacher what to do, I jumped in. I said, hey, you're a doctor? She said, yeah. I said, hey, I've been having some problems with my thumb, And she was like, oh, well, yeah, let me see. So this girl, who's a beginner student, was a doctor, started examining my thumb, okay? And this girl's a doctor. By this girl examining me, she saved me $1,000, and she told me, she said, well, I know you got some inflammation in your thumb. She said, this is what I recommend for you to do for your thumb. I got a free doctor visit at my pole dance class, which saved me $1,000 and saved me 4 hours just by this new girl coming into class learning pole dancing, and she turns out to be a doctor. She saved me $1,000. I know how to heal my thumb up. I'm happy. Like, I'm happy. Like, now I know because I've been having trouble with my thumb. And this girl was a doctor. And she examined me. She's like, okay, dear, this is what you got to do or whatever. You free and clear or whatever. She said, hey, go ahead, make sure you get you a wrist brace or whatever. You know, the inflammation will go down or whatever. And she's like, wear the wrist as often as you can, the wrist brace as often as you can or whatever. She said you might want to wrap your hand or whatever and stuff. I was hearing from another girl in my class that was a higher level than me, was saying she wraps her hands and stuff like that. The girl that was a doctor, she said, well, you know, pole dancing actually puts a lot of strain on your hands and your wrist and stuff. And she said, so, you know, you have to be careful with that. So she's like, well, you know, make sure you get you a wrist brace and stuff and things like that that's going to help your thumb or whatever, help you heal up. And you know what? I was happy because, like, I was super happy because I found out what to do, you know, to help myself just by a student in the class being a doctor. And this other girl in class said, oh, you know, we had an attorney come in class too once or whatever. I was like, seriously? You know? And so, like, I'm happy right now because not only did this girl save me money, she saved me time. And I also know, like, what to do to help to keep my thumb intact. And that makes me super duper duper happy. And I'm glad. So, guys, you know, you never know when you go out for a hobby. Sometimes you're going to meet people that are in professions that can actually help you, like this girl did for me in my class. And so I'm happy right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what to do now. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to help the pain in my thumb go down. And I'm happy. I'm super happy. So I just want to tell you guys about that. I will be posting videos of my I will be posting videos of my of like what I did in my class. So I'll be posting those videos later on today or tomorrow, whenever I get around to it. But yeah, I'll be posting videos so you guys can see what I worked on in my class and everything and so. But yeah, you know. But yeah, I know I'm gonna have some like pain probably in like my knee because my knee was pushed into the hole a lot today, and things. And I know my like biceps and triceps are probably gonna be a little bit sore because I had to pull myself up on the pole. You know, I had no idea how much strength went into doing the skater hold. I had no idea. Now I do, but you know what? I'm gonna practice it so I can keep doing it. You know, so it becomes second nature. So, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in today and watching me. I really appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye bye.